Dre Spec the Boxing here with another video. As always, like, comment, subscribe, show your boy some love. Dre Spec the Boxing here with another one. As always, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to hit the bell notification. That way you can stay updated on the latest content from the channel. Recording this one pretty late, man. Just got in from the gym. It's Jaron Boots Ennis, young prospect, welterweight division, trained by his father, and I think he's like the youngest of three brothers. Good young prospect, man, making headlines right now because he had some choice words for the champ, Errol Spence Jr. I think he said something towards the note. I can't find the video of him actually saying these words, but it was basically saying that Errol Spence was basic and that he can walk through Errol Spence. Now, I'm gonna agree with him for the first statement. Errol Spence is basic. Errol Spence is basic. He does the fundamental things. He's fundamentally sound. We say this all the time. He's technically sound. He does the right things in the ring. He's not a real spectacular dynamic fighter. You know, he's more so straight up and down. He does everything. He does it great. He does it on a special level. So him saying that Errol isn't a special fighter, he is a special fighter, because a lot of fighters cannot stay you know, technically sound throughout fights and do things to on the highest level, fundamentally sound on the highest level. And this kid, Jaron Ennis, is a spectacular guy, man. But he's still young. He's still green, man. And I mean very green. You look at the level of competition that he's fighting, man. I think he's like 21 knockouts. Bruh, you know what I mean? The power is deceiving. I'm not even sure if he has that power. We're going to see if that power transitions up to the top of the welterweight class, because as he steps up in competition, these guys ain't just finna fall. He's not going to be fighting tomato cans. And when I say step up in competition, I don't mean to the top of the welterweight division, because he's far from that, man. He's far from ready for that, man. His father, I like his father. He's more honest when it comes to talking about Ennis. And he understands, man, that Ennis has a long way to go, but he's on a good path, man. If he stays the path, he'd be available to fight someone like Errol Spence maybe 3 years from now. Maybe three. I want to say about three and a half, maybe 4 years from now. He's not a guy that's going to be able to challenge Errol Spence right now. This is not his time. But what does he have to lose from mentioning Errol Spence's name? Nothing. What does he have to fear from mentioning Errol Spence's name? Nothing. Errol Spence isn't finna fight this guy. He has no following. That's the reason that he needs to be saying names like Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. He needs to be saying these type of names because he needs to make a name for himself. When Errol Spence was coming up, when Keith Thurman was coming up, these guys were calling out the top of the division in the welterweight division. Reason being, you have to start a little ruckus, man. You got to announce your presence in the welterweight division. This guy's a long way from fighting anybody of top caliber. He has a lot to learn. His body has to mature. He's still a young man, and what I like from Jaron Ennis is every time I've seen anything about Jaron Ennis is him training. I'm talking about this guy's always training. That's all I see is him training. More so than anything, I just see him training, and that's really good for, you know, development. He getting more and more training camps and staying in the gym and developing his muscle, his strength, you know, at the welterweight division. He's gonna need it because these guys who has been in the welterweight division and has, you know, grown man strength. I don't know if you ever heard of that. It's the muscles that develop over time and pretty much sit in past the age of 28, man. Those guys are strong. So young prospect trying to fight a guy like Errol Spence in his prime is, you know what I mean, it would be a career disaster for him to get a fight like that right now. That's crazy. You know what I mean? But he doesn't even command or demand that because of the popularity. The guy's unknown virtually. The casual fan doesn't know who Jaron Ennis is. You know, I barely know who Jaron Ennis is. We have to continue to see this guy and see him develop, but he's up next if possible. You know what I mean? He's going to get a title shot, and he has to get himself prepared and ready for when he does get that title shot, that he can take advantage of it. And I believe that he has a great trainer in his dad. I love, you know what I mean, the way I see him and his dad work. His dad is a known trainer, and I'm not sure any top guys that he's trained, but his sons have had some success in the boxing world, and I'll go and look and see if I can find some more of what his dad has done. But he's doing a great job with Ennis. Boots is on his way, man. It's a matter of time before he gets his shot, and like I say, he just have to be ready for that shot. Calling out Errol Spence, ain't nothing bad with that, man. He ain't got nothing to lose from calling out Errol Spence. Errol Spence ain't finna fight this dude. Errol Spence just came off one of the biggest wins of his career in front of the biggest crowd of his life. This guy is fighting on Showbox right now. You know what I mean? He just made his way up to Showbox. He's not fighting in the biggest venues. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have the biggest fandom, you know, and he hasn't stepped up in competition and fought anybody of note. He's not. Put it like this. I seen an interview. I'm trying to remember who did the interview so I can get a shout out. But an interview with his dad, and they asked him, was he ready to fight, you know, take the next level and fight some of the upper competition. And his dad said, yeah, in a few fights he will be. In a few fights. And when he said, yeah, somebody like who? And then they asked, how about your Dennis Ugas? And his dad say, no, that ain't the top level fighter that they want to fight. Your Dennis Ugas is arguably top 10, top 8 welterweight, you know what I mean, in the division. So why would he want to step up and fight a guy that's on a championship level or close to a championship level? He has to go through steps, and I like the way they walking him. He's only 21, man. He got years, and hopefully, you know, well, I see by the time him being ready at 147 to fight Errol is going to be at 154. That's easily said. But he's already said that he aspires to go up in weight and fight at multiple divisions. That's being Jaron Ennis. So he may not be able to catch Errol Spence at 147, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to catch Spence in due time at 154 whenever he's ready to go up and take that challenge. But the 147 division is going to be wide open once Errol Spence leaves it. And not just Errol Spence, man. I speak from some of the other guys that probably size out of the division. If Keith Thurman continues to fight, he's going to be another big welterweight who's going to have to move up to 154. Also, maybe Terrence Crawford takes a try at 154. I don't see that happening, but possibly. I'm not sure if his skills even translates to 147, yet alone 154. So we have to see Terrence Crawford fight some of the more top 147 pounders and how he fares against them, and then we can see if he's able to transition up another weight class into the 154-pound division. But I'm for sure Errol Spence has already said that he's going to be moving up to 154 in just a couple years. So Jaron Ennis is he's barking up the right tree, man. He's supposed to call these guys out. He's supposed to say these names. He's supposed to say what his skill set is versus them. That creates the hype. That creates the myth of Jaron Ennis. And this gets people looking forward to seeing what he can do in the future. That's one thing he has done already is he's got the attention of a lot of people and calling out Errol Spence. Now people are searching him. Now people are saying his name. Now people are talking about him. Before he called out Errol Spence, I didn't hear anybody saying Jaron Ennis' name. I didn't hear anybody talking about Jaron Ennis. I didn't hear him say, oh, what spectacular fight he last had. You know what I mean? So this guy, he's doing the right thing, man. He's supposed to do this. He's supposed to call out that guy. Now it's up to him to live up to any hype that he builds up for himself. Now people are gonna hype him. People are gonna say that he's the next best thing smoking. He's already got some fans who's gonna be cheering his name and calling for the top of the welterweight class to fight him. And that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to create this myth of Jaron Ennis. We did it for Keith Thurman. We've done it for Errol Spence. You know, so now we are gonna have to get behind Jaron Ennis whenever his time comes to step up to the top of the welterweight class and not only fight these guys, but prove to be up to the hype that he creates for himself. So I like Jaron Ennis. He's a very skillful guy, as I told you before, switch hitter. If you ever get to see him work out, he fights traditionally orthodox, but he does go southpaw. I've seen him go southpaw, seen him work. Man, this is a very skillful, talented young prospect, and they're gonna take baby steps. So before he gets a championship fight, it may be a couple years at best, and they're gonna fight some more talented competition as he moves up, and hopefully he continues to display the same skills that he's showing. But as I told you, it's a lot of question marks about his game. Not sure if the talent that he has will transition to the upper level competition, who's going to be able to punch with him, going to be able to challenge him and push him and see if he can use those skill sets, how his stamina goes, if he can go in rounds. Like, what is the true Jaron Ennis? Now, I tell you what, one thing, I believe that he's going to have that stamina. I'm not sure if that strength translates to the top of the class, but this guy works. So if he don't do anything else, the guy, like I said, every time I see him, he's in the gym. That guy works. So Jaron Ennis, shout out to you, man, making a little buzz for yourself, man. Keep up the good work, man. Maybe you get that Spence fight in a few years. Maybe you get that Porter fight, or maybe a Danny Garcia from your town. You know, I don't know what's in your future or what kind of path that y'all want to take, but you know, keep barking up the keep running these guys down, keep saying their names, man. Make them see you, make them feel you, and make them pay attention to your fights as you rise up in the ranks in the welterweight division. Hey, that's Dre Spector, and that's all I got for you, man. I'm out.